in a very significant way and explained to the people of Kenya what we are doing. And so has every CS. I must congratulate all of them. Under very difficult circumstances, especially those of us who are not members of parliament, I know it may not be easy, who are not former members of parliament, to navigate the public space. And so, what am I trying to say? Listen, good people. We have done exceptionally well on matters to do with agriculture. And we will get an explanation of what we have achieved. Whether it is fertilizer subsidy, registering farmers, dealing with cartels, improving farmer prices, opening new markets. Lee Kinyanjui is sitting here in our midst. We've had conversations. He's led the way. We've gone to China. We've gone to many places to open new markets. We can proudly speak about our track record on matters agriculture, and farmers and pastoralists will be our witnesses. We have transformed the education space. All the challenges that were there, challenges with CBC, challenges with funding model, challenges with shortage of teachers, challenges with shortage of learning spaces in classrooms, we can proudly face the nation today and say we have done what was required of us. More learning spaces, more teachers, a proper competence-based structure now, and a new funding model that is saving our universities and making sure that all students are in class. We have done what we have always wanted to do as a nation on universal health coverage. Whether it is the numbers of citizens that are enrolled, the numbers of citizens that are treated, the amounts of money we are paid to hospital facilities. My good friends, governors are here in our midst. They will bear witness that health facilities in very remote places, today they receive money from Social Health Authority and money they have never seen in years. They've never seen that kind of money. And we are improving the whole of that space. We have done whatever we needed to do on our commitment on savings. We did make a commitment that understanding that investments in a nation is dependent on savings. We did rearrange the structure. The nation, Kenya, today, we can proudly say, in the last 3 years, we have raised our savings in the National Social Security Fund from 312 billion shillings, today 680 billion shillings, and by June next year, at our National Social Security Fund, we will have reached the target of 1 trillion Kenya shillings. That is how you build a solid base for a nation. We have done what we needed to do in trying to expand opportunity, whether it is in the economic space, whether it is in making credit affordable, lifting many people who had been blacklisted in credit rating agencies or bureaus. We've lifted 7 million people from CRB. We've made more people access credit. Interest rates have come down. Exchange rates have come down. Our dollar reserves have gone up. Inflation has come down. We can proudly stand before the nation and say we have moved the needle in the right direction. We can speak about many other aspects. Housing that has been a challenge to us, how to create jobs. The largest challenge we have as a nation, how to create jobs. We can speak proudly about the jobs we have created in housing, the jobs we have created in export of what we are calling overseas employment, what we have done on the digital space, and all the other things that we have done together. And that is why we've come here, so that we can first look at our track record. Because, listen, friends, we are going to an election. And when we are going to an election, we have come here so that we can go to the people of Kenya and tell them, you gave us a mandate. What have we done with that mandate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it is the reason why we are coming back to you to tell you we have discharged our responsibility on the mandate you gave us. But that is not sufficient. We have another plan going into the future. We are requesting for your mandate so that we can continue and do it even better going into the future. We did it when we were not so big a team. We now have an even bigger team that gives us the momentum for us to take the country to the next level. When we say that we are bidding that our country in our lifetime can become a first world country, it is because we have demonstrated what is achievable if we stand together. Our track record speaks for itself. I know when we challenge our competitors to give us their track record, they fumble and mumble and they say nothing because they do not have one. So, we not only have a track record, we have a practical, clear plan for the future of our nation. And the most important part of this is that we are the team that speaks of inclusivity, that speaks about Kenya in its totality. The team that is not measured by rhetoric or slogans. We can account in practical terms in the experiences of the Kenyan people. For a very long time, politics has been about division, convenience. This time round, we are saying no part of Kenya will be left behind. We're going to move together. Yeah? Those of us who are talking about regions and tribes and things, we're telling them We've gone beyond that. We are beyond that. We are a nation built upon our diversity. And our diversity is our strength. It is not our weakness. So this is the team that is going to make sure that every part of Kenya belongs. Every part of Kenya, every Kenyan, irrespective of who they are, can belong and must go forward. Listen, friends, the single most important issue every Kenyan want to know how it's going to be sorted is the issue of their well-being, the issue of the cost of living and how every Kenyan stands up and belongs to this country. And that is the reason why Section 43 of the Constitution is very important. It is the reason why on Wednesday, I want us to have a conversation about the future development charter of our nation. How we are going to make every Kenyan have a job, access to education, access to health, access to water, decent roads, decent living conditions. That is the conversation we must have, because every Kenyan wants to know how they are going to own a home, how they are going to have food on their table, how their children are going to go to school, how their children will access healthcare and their families. That is the answer that we must answer as a leadership. We are very, very proud of our democratic credentials. We are a robustly democratic nation. We believe in the rights of every citizen. We believe in the rule of law. We subscribe to constitutionalism. And that is the reason why we have the status and the stature to make sure that because we can make the right decisions for ourselves without restraint, without being coerced, without being forced, the democratic credentials we have, we must use them to make the right choices so that we can carry every Kenyan along. We can make the choices that will put food on every Kenyan's table, that will make it possible for every Kenyan child to go to school, that will make it possible for more of our young people to access employment and other opportunities, to make sure that we have decent roads, we have access to electricity, we have access to opportunity. That is the primary responsibility of us as leaders. And therefore, we will be having that conversation beginning Wednesday, but also as a team here, we are going to decide on how we are going to provide momentum for the people of Kenya to speak, to open the doors, fora, where the people of Kenya can speak about their development issues, and how we are going to have a charter that mandates every government to make sure that they deliver on that development charter. I do not want to say more than this, but just to say to you as leaders in this meeting, our members of parliament from the National Assembly and Senate, our governors who are seated here, CSS, and all of us gathered here, party leader Buru Oginga and the party leadership of our two political formations, to say we're here. Destiny has chosen that we are the team that will see our nation unlock the potential that has always been in our country. And I am very, very confident about the future of Kenya. I am very, very confident about the future of this nation. Listen, fellow leaders, we have what it takes. This team has what it takes to take this country in the next 20, 25 years to a first world country. I am persuaded, beyond any reasonable doubt, that if we keep the focus, if we keep the momentum, nothing, I say nothing, will stop this nation from being a first world country that Kenya always should be. And you are the team that will make that possible. I promise that I will lead from the front. I promise that I will partner with each and every one of you. We will learn from the wisdom of Mzee Oburu Odinga, the understanding of many leaders here, the energy of the young people in our midst here, and there are many. And together, we are going to make Kenya proud. And for your information, this last word I must tell you. The next election, we must win. By God's grace, we must win the next election. Inshallah, we must win the next election. Not for your sake, for the sake of Kenya. Because the alternative is difficult to fathom. You know? So we have no choice, friends. You know? As you sit here, you have no choice. Because the alternative, I shudder. Because a group of people who have no plan, no agenda, no policy, no vision, is too dangerous for Kenya. And so I want to ask you with whole humility that we must bear with one another. You know? And you people must also understand that we've been here before. You know, we've been here before. This is not the first time we are having a collision. Is it the first time? No. Azimio was a collision, wasn't it? No. Kenya Kwanza was a collision, wasn't it? So, what is the problem? Shida iko wapi sasa? Broadbase collision, kwani itakuwa iko miujiza ingine? Si tutafanya tu collision vile tulifanya zile zingine? Na tutaelewana vile tutatembea pamoja? Kwa hivyo, watu watoe wasiwasi bana. Sisi ndio mafundi wa hii maneno. Na tuko na mafundi wa kutosha. Tutaunda hii kitu na itakuwa serikali. Na tutasonga mbele kwa pamoja. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Kuna maneno tutasema hapo baadaye. Wakati hawa watu wa cameras watakuwa wameondoka. Alafu tutazungumza na tutasonga mbele. Kwa hivyo, mimi nasema karibuni sana wabunge, karibuni sana senators, karibuni sana governors wetu, CSS wako hapa, na sisi wote ni timu moja. Asanteni sana na waenzi.